we double checked it, man. Actually, the morning of the games, it's not at 3 o'clock like I was with my dogs, watching film. And I went back to your second game against Veronica, and I watched the first series again. I watched it, and I stopped. This formation in the rest looks a lot like what we've been saying. So I think they got a first down and just want to shut them down. And we were very interested. I was very
We have athletic teams. We don't have these guys to money it up. So when people look up the titles, you know, like sometimes, and I mean, I don't know the play, like watch back this thing. I know play like shit.
All right, guys, you open up there.
You got great.
Get rolling here.
Yeah, let's go.
Keep it way too long. I know I'm last one of the day in here.
Yeah, I'm thirsty now.
No worries. This is clear, Coach here.
So I know most of you. My name's Isaac LeBlanc, Waterville High School. I started fresh with 8-man. When I started coaching, it was 2020, and we were in the middle of the pandemic. And just a little bit about me. I'm from Jay. Played high school football for Jay before they became Spruce Mountain. And then I went to school and went and lived in the Waterville area since 2008. And upon graduation, I was working as a youth rec director at the YMCA in Waterville, and that's where I got ingrained with the youth football program there. Administered the program for about a decade, coached a few youth teams, got my connections with the high school program some, and then got a lot of great relationships in the community, and it allowed me an opportunity to apply for the job when that job came out, and it was at the same time when they were transitioning to 8-man. So I don't have anything to compare before 8-man. We are 8-man football. The kids that I've coached believe in it. I got great assistant coaches. I got one right here with me, and I've been very fortunate to be part of this program and 8-man football. We believe in it, and you know, we've had some success along the way too. Been a very rewarding atmosphere. 8-man football works for us. For the last 4 years, it's worked for us. I'm just going to go over some slides. I've heard some really great presentations today on 8-man, and I want to just reiterate some similar things I've heard. Anything I put up here, it's not to brag, it's just proof that it works. Proof that it's worked for us, and our kids and our community is buying into it. Just a little background, Waterville football, when they were trending out of 11-man, not real successful in terms of number of wins, a decline in player growth. I believe the last year they were an 11-man, they won 2 games and had less than 20 players on their roster. So, a couple years later, I joined, was fortunate enough to get the role. This is just a quick snapshot of the first 4 years I've been here with my assistants, Coach Hamill and Coach Acorn. Our numbers have grown almost 100%. We had 34 guys on our roster this year. As you can see, it's gone up a little bit each year. I will specifically say, for me personally as a young head coach, getting a job during COVID was the best thing for me. I got hired in June of 2020, and I was able to, because we all had to just play the 7-on-7, the passing league stuff. I really got to think about, how do I want to develop my program, and how do I want to build it? The X's and O's, and figure out all that, but it really gave me a great opportunity to set what I wanted in our football culture. I had a benefit of knowing a lot of the kids that were playing football for us at the time. I had previously coached most of them youth football. So I had a relationship with the kids, the parents, and I tried to use that to my benefit. In terms of growing our program and trying to build a culture. So obviously our enrollments have continued to go up, and before I move on, I think the number game for us is 8-man is a benefit for us because it is allowing us right now to have all of our kids playing at a level that is appropriate, whether they're a varsity level player or a JV. The last 2 seasons we've had a JV season, they've played 4 to 6 games. So those kids that really aren't fundamentally or physically ready for the varsity game, they're playing in JV 8-man football games. And they're getting ready for the next step. If we had to play 11-man right now, it would be tough. We would have a lot of kids that probably aren't ready. So 8-man gives us the opportunity and the flexibility to have all our kids playing at a level that they should be playing at. Just some results from the last 4 years. 2020 was the 7-on-7 league, and that was just more of a culture building year for us. We actually took our 7-on-7 games pretty seriously. We were trying to win those games. I was trying to come in and set a culture like we're here to compete. I do remember that as foolish as it sounds, it really isn't foolish. Our goal for our 7-on-7 year was we're going to have a winning record. We finished that year 5-4. That was a big deal to those kids. As crazy as that may sound, you got to try to make something out of a bad situation. COVID wasn't the greatest thing for anyone. That was our goal. We finished 5-4. It actually got us a little momentum going into the next year. We go into 2021, and it was a learning year for a lot of us. We were fortunate enough to get all the way to the state championship game, and when we did it back-to-back seasons, 2022. I think we put together a lot more pieces on the defensive side of football in terms of being able to limit teams on the offensive side scoring. Was able to get ourselves back to the big game again. Unfortunately, haven't been able to get that big one yet, but great success in the first couple of years. This past year, we got to the semifinals, but didn't advance past that. So, but I am proud to say that our program, our players, and our coaches, we've been in the playoff mix every year. We've won playoff games every year. We've been at the big game twice. So our kids are bought into what 8-man football is. We're excited to play football here. I go to ask ourselves, and myself when I was putting this presentation together, why? Like, why do we think we're getting the results and the enrollment? And you can get into the X's and O's, and we take great, importance in how we prepare for our opponents, but for me, I remember the biggest and most important thing is what we do to set our culture. And I know Coach Hamill was right there with me from literally day one when I started, and the first thing we talked about, it wasn't about what offense are we going to run, what defense are we going to run, who's going to play what position. It was what are we going to preach and reward in our program. What are the expectations that we're going to set? And right now, it's evolved a little bit over our 4 seasons, but most of these have been here since the beginning, and we got to get our kids to believe in what they're doing, trust the overall process, have great effort, which I'm going to speak on at length today, integrity, having a team-first attitude, accountability, commitment, and then toughness, both mental and physical. So those are the 7 pillars of what we are, what we're about, and what we do to operate as a program day in and day out. I'm going to go through here in a few minutes and show you guys some examples of effort. But one thing that I have found as a young coach is when you go through film with your players, you review a game or you're preparing for the next opponent, find ways to praise them, show them even if they make a mistake, if they're playing all out and they account for a mistake and make up for it, show them that it's important. And effort is one of our primary pillars for our core values, so we need to do that. Offense, reward plays a common eye doesn't see, right? Everyone knows the kid who scores a touchdown. Okay? Everyone knows who throws a touchdown pass. What about that block, right? Or an unselfish play on the backside. Defensively, never give up. It's cliche, but it is so true. Never give up on a play, especially in 8-man football, right? There are going to be big plays. I'm going to show you some of ours through some of our film sessions, you're going to see some guys make some really bad plays on here. But I kind of like that because then you're going to see the results of the bigger picture of one or two kids' desire to not give up on something and what the actual result of the situation was. Special teams, I take a lot of pride in special teams. I feel like over the course of our 3 seasons, we've won the special teams battle in most, if not all, of our games. And quite frankly, the effort we've given on special teams really decided our ability to get to at least our first state championship, and it played a part in our second one. So our kids, knowing special teams is not off place, we practice special teams every day. We have our units that we go through every day, our lineups, where we might attack them, what we're going to do against the team's look. So our kids are ready. They're not just, I can't remember which coach was speaking about earlier today, but someone was saying, you know, you're not just throwing in random kids on your special team look, that's going to cost you ball games. And our kids take great pride in special teams. They are huge momentum-changing players, as you guys probably all know. They can really change the landslide of the game. So I'm just going to go through a few of our examples. You're going to see some really bad stuff, and then some really good stuff of what we've done. And sometimes you're going to see good and bad in the same exact play. But then I'm going to describe the situation that we were in and what ended up resulting from that. Just a couple of quick things that we also try to do to keep our kids engaged. We've done, for accomplishments, we've done stickers on helmets for certain accomplishments. We started last year, this was Coach Hamill's idea, a weekly warrior, kid of the week. Whether we win or lose the game, who demonstrated our core values the best that week, both in practice and then through that week through the game. And then we award that the following Monday when we come back to start our week for the next team while we're going over the previous game. So it's it became a big deal for the kids. The most important thing I guess I would recommend everyone here is, if you have the ability, and you all should, because I'm sure you all have countless hours of film, go through and find little things that your kids are doing well, and let them know. And most importantly, even if they're not like the starter or the star player, the kids that maybe are second string, maybe the future of your program, is there something they did when they got in a game that is what you want reflected in your overall program? Show them that. Let them know that that is important. That's what's going to keep them coming back, and then they're going to talk to their friends, excuse me, and they'll talk to their friends. It's what's going to keep building your program. So, I'm going to switch over to my huddle, and I'm just going to give you guys a few examples of what we have over the last couple of years. So, first one, this play here, we're playing Bucksport this year, and this was our exhibition game. We were thrilled when we got Bucksport on our schedule. We knew they had some really good players. They had a good year in your guys' league. They won a bunch of games. They had some talent, so we were very curious early on in the season how we were going to stack up against them. So, you're going to see a bunch of guys on our defense here, exhibition week. Terrible breakdowns, a couple of guys not really hustling, but you're going to see one kid here make a tremendous effort play. So this kid I circled here, he was a senior linebacker for us. He was a 3-year starter for us. He started as a sophomore. He's going to break down, do a terrible breakdown. He's going to miss a tackle here in the flat. And I'm just going to let this play out and just kind of follow this kid. Right? Corner takes a terrible angle. Right? My linebacker is on his butt, on the ground. One of their best players, one of the best players I thought we saw all year, number 4 from Bucksport, is off and running, and we have terrible breakdowns, terrible pursuit. My guy is literally 10 yards behind him. 10 yards behind this kid. Ref's in his way too, okay? We showed him. I went back that next Monday and I showed our team this play. Because what happens here is simply incredible for why you should never give up. Okay, so not only did you chase them down, 10 yards down and back, they got a first and goal on the 1, right? First and goal on the 1. You can either just say, well, we tried, or we can just reset. Play side corner here, gets off his block, makes a great open field tackle. First and goal on the 1. Great play. Second and goal on the 2. Our defense feels like they're going to fight the chance. We drop down in the 5 front. They got 2 backs. Now, my nose guard there doesn't go across the correct side of the lineman. However, and we miss a tackle, but we get just enough of them. We're still hustling down. Our corner comes down. Now they got 3rd and goal, and they hit 7 or 8. This kid right here, 10th grader, sophomore, really playing his first varsity football game ever, right? But he's got a great attitude, right? Kids are amazing. He just whiffed, okay? This kid's a heck of a player, great athlete. But instead of giving up on the play, we have our backside end come in, and he doesn't make the tackle, but he makes him cut back up, dive. Now we got him in 4th and goal. We got him in 4th and goal. Fourth and goal, they go empty, they go spread, 4 receivers, we play cover 0. And we send 4 guys against 3 blockers because we don't want to give them time. We're just not going to give them time. We're not sitting back. We make him make a quick throw. We feel like we have great coverage here. He's got to make a quick decision against pressure. Force the issue. He throws the ball over the kid's head. Oh, there we go. So, before I go on here, I guess what a teaching moment for our kids. I dial it all the way back to that first play where Gavin Holyoke, that Bucksport receiver, had a heck of a year. 10 yards in front of a kid who's on his butt who just missed the tackle. Right? Exhibition game, I get it. When both teams pulled their starters in the exhibition game in the 3rd quarter, we were winning by 6 points. Difference in the game. Difference in the game. Right? So, again, I'm sure you all have these type of examples. Maybe even something different like that. Same exact kid. I'm going to use this kid again. I'm going to miss this kid. I wish I had him another year, but he's got to play corner this game. This is late this season against Mountain Valley. We got a few injuries. He's playing. They whooped us this night. But this is just another effort play. Backside corner. We blew coverage on the front side tight end. Just completely gone. Chases him down. Pops the ball up through the end zone. Touchback. We get the ball. Kept us in the game. Another couple examples. This kid here that just fell down is a sophomore, 1st-year player. Soccer player the year before, never played football. Came back, played football, worked his way into a starting role. This is our playoff game against Mountain Valley this year. Falls down, gets his butt back up, pops the ball up. We get on the ball, and I like to, joke around with my kids a little bit, because I get on them quite a bit. But I do tell them every once in a while I do get happy. So, you create a turnover, I'll get happy. Right? So, and I love showing my emotion in the game because I want my kids to know that I care. Okay? And that was a big play. That was a huge play in the football game for us. And this was a team, by the way. When I say they whooped us the week before, it was ugly. It was bad. And for our guys to come out and play hard, get a couple turnovers. This kid here, senior, captain, 3-year starter, all-conference player, going to be our Lobster Bowl player this year. This is his first game ever playing quarterback. We were a little short-staffed in some areas. So we just put our best player in that spot, and this is just an effort play. This is just an effort play. 4-on-1. Finds a way to get in. We go up 3 scores against Mountain Valley at their house. Game, mentally, they were cooked. Mountain Valley was cooked after that play. This is an effort thing from our defensive line, just a bunch of guys doing what we asked them to do, being physical up front, and they're running back. I mean, any of you guys play them this year? Number 3 was our co-league MVP, Caden, also phenomenal player. The whole key to him is don't let him get going. If you can keep him sideways, we got guys, arm extensions, stringing out a play, backside DN ends up making the play. We got 3-4 guys on the tackle. Just great discipline, great effort. This play here, I go back to guys that haven't played a lot for you. This kid right here for us, 10th grader. He'll tell you he's a lot better than what he really is, right? But he works hard, and he got himself into the game late in the game here. But I showed this on purpose to our guys the next day. Our quarterback here fumbles the snap, he falls. It's not a good conversion. This is a 2-point conversion near the end of the game. But I showed our guys this because this kid cares. Where does his man go? I can't even see him. Right? Just basic things you tell kids. Block to the end of the play. That kid felt like $1 million when we told him and we recognized him in front of the team. Okay? That kid's excited to play football for us this year, by the way. I teach JMG at Waterville High School. I have him in one of my classes. He talks to me about football almost every day. He's ready to roll, right? Just little things if you can recognize your guys. I got a few more here from the previous year. Here's a special teams play. Disregard the illegal man downfield. This was not a planned fake punt, and the refs didn't call it illegal man downfield. But our center feels like he thinks he's going down to make a tackle. They don't guard the outside gunner, so our 2 veteran players just have a quick audible. They throw it to him. My center recognizes it, gets enough of that man 40 yards downfield, springs him for a touchdown. Right? Another special teams play here. This was in our 2022 Morse playoff game. Morse started this game out. They controlled the game for the first quarter and a half. We're down 6-0, I believe, at this point in the game. We get them to punt to us, though. The same kid that you just saw make the block in the, on the punt team makes another great effort play here. This completely changed the entire momentum of this playoff game. He's almost 5 yards behind our runner. Busts his tail up the sideline, gets in front of 33. 6-6, we end up getting the 2-point conversion. We go up 8-6. We get him in a 3-and-out.
That's why my coach won't punt.
Yeah. No punt? Yeah. But what an effort play, though, by that kid, right? Not going to get credit, right, for the touchdown, but what an effort play. We want to recognize that. Even bigger point in our season, so we beat Morse the following week in, this was the Northern Maine Championship against MDI. Heck of a team, by the way, not just this year, previous year, super well coached. We always feel like we lose 5 years off our life every time we play these guys. We know we got to be ready.
That's the drive there.
Yeah. So, backside corner, you're going to see my end get blown out. My corner gets sucked up on a block on play side nearest us. And you're going to see this backside corner chase this down. I mean, just terrible play up front. Kid's taking a proper angle pursuit, gets the stop. Now, why is that important? We show that play, and we showed that play the following week before we're getting ready for the state championship, because we said if Dawson, that's our corner's kid, if Dawson doesn't make this chase down tackle, we're down 18 or 20-6. We were down 12-6 at this point in the ball game. Third quarter, we're down 12-6. That was the last first down they got the rest of the night. So this is the ensuing, their red zone possession after that long run. Our guys reset, they trust and believe in each other. We send our linebacker on a blitz, right? Momentum's kind of already changed right there, because now they're in 2nd and 13. Flying the ball, we got them in 3rd and long. They get us here on a dive, but it sets up a 4th and short. Probably the biggest play of the game to date. Our middle backer here blows up the center, doesn't make the tackle, but blows the whole play out. We get the ball back. After we got the ball back there, we went on like a 15-play drive, went down, scored, got the 2-point conversion. We're up 14-12. I've never had a 2-point lead feel like a 20-point lead. So that's what it felt like. They could not believe what had just happened. And it was just a slow death. And it's all because our kids making those little plays. And we continuously try to recognize them. We're on them all the time. You know, they get some criticism. They're going to be told what they need to do different, but they also are going to get rewarded when they do the little things. So I guess the point of my presentation today is like, don't forget to do those things. They're more important. They're so important. They're so important to the overall success of your kids and the psyche of your kids. Even if they're the most humble kid in the world, they want to be recognized. So when you see good things happen, recognize it. But that's what I had today. I don't want to take any more of you guys' time. Thank you guys for listening to that. It's my first time presenting here, so I was honored to do that. Got to see a lot of great speakers, but do you guys have any questions for me? I'll throw up my contact info here if you want.
I got two, Isaac.
Yeah.
First one, you said your numbers were progressively going up. Do you think they're where they're going to be now, or do you think they're going to continue to trend up?
Ooh, that's a tough question. I believe we're going to be about the same this year. This year I would expect us to be low to mid 30s. Maybe a little higher.
Yeah. You had a pretty decent amount of seniors.
I lost 7 seniors this year. But we have 10 or 11 8th graders coming in.
Yes.
So if they all play, then we'll actually be plus a couple, assuming everyone returns. So
Then I had a flashback when you first bought sport. Were you on the team that played Buck Sport in the state championship at J?
I was.
So
Yeah, didn't go well.
Bring it up. I didn't bring it up. It was just Jack.
Yeah. Didn't go well. I was a
I'm
sophomore.
I coached when Tyson played. I coached against Bonham.
Yeah.
You referred to Coach Hamel, right? So did Coach Hamel finish his last year at Waterville in fall of '93?
Yes.
So you were in the Shrine game in '94, and I coached you.
Were you playing the same one?
I was on that staff. Mike Stavisky and, yeah.
Our special teams hurt us. He put me on defense.
Yeah. I was fine. You were a Waterville guy, I wasn't a
You
guy.
two should go to the live tackle.
I saw that, but I'm like, is that gonna be before or after the
Oh, yeah.
season?
Get personal control. What's happening?
Can you go over your whole offensive scheme for this coming year? So
No, the same, we're playing them.
Panthers versus Gulls, baby.
We're playing who?
You're coming to the beach, I think.
We are.
That's the rumor. I'm making a schedule.
Great test for us.
That's why I'm asking you roster questions.
yeah. How good are those Gators?
Are we?
Yeah, I think
Doing crossovers?
so. Well, nothing's approved yet, but we finished the 8-man schedule. Draft is done. Now we just need to. We did the home and away. We ended up having, I was telling Coach Sinclair, 2 out of the 3 divisions were odd numbers. So obviously 9 Mars. You guys are doing statewide. 6 will make the playoffs. But the MPA, the football committee, went, staying with November 16th as a standalone state day. So we start August 19th, so everybody's gonna have an 8-game schedule. We crossed over and did it tiered based on strength, returning, and so it's competitive scheduling model. So it looks, I think it's gonna be kind of cool because we're seeing teams, so we're just talking teams like, I haven't seen too many different
I
teams.
thought there was results, what was it, 2 years back? Our exhibition game got canceled. Mara didn't have one, so we ended up playing them in an exhibition. We got so much just out of that game.
Yep.
They were defending.
And so that was in 2021. We're just starting out, 8-man.
Sure.
My first time coaching. Where everyone's coming off COVID, but the defending champs, Mount Era.
True, but all I know,
Right?
yes.
They were the defending champ, right?
Actually, the only
So-
film we had was their film from the state game.
Yeah.
So, our opponent gets canceled, they get COVID, Mount Ararat's opponent gets COVID.
Yeah.
My AD calls me on like Wednesday, you wanna play Mount Ararat at our place on Saturday? And I'm like, yeah, let's do it, let's see what we got for them. I knew that our kids were ready for that season, because that afternoon when I went and told them that Mount Ararat was coming here, they wanted it.
Yeah.
They were excited. And again, exhibition game, but we went toe to toe with them the whole day. And I was like, I think we can hang with a lot of teams if that's how we play against those guys. So
And whether the result we'd rather play teams above than crush somebody 60 days.
in exhibition, yeah, getting ready for the season, absolutely. You want to get tested. You want to, I don't know. I feel like for us, like the sooner we can figure out our weaknesses, the better. So you're only going to do that by playing the higher talent teams in the league earlier in the season.
We got Greeley exhibition this year, so we'll find out.
They'll be,
They catapulted their season against us.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah, hoping to put that out so ADs can share with their coaches this week.
Dean, did you say that there's 9 teams in large?
Yep.
Who else moved?
Well, Spruce dropped down to small.
Oh.
And Brunswick will.
Brunswick.
And
Mountain Valley. I didn't realize Spruce went down to small school.
Yeah, and Tierville, Miranda Cook, and Mackinac Cook.
Yeah, I knew about those 3. I did not realize Spruce.
Yeah, so it's 9 large, 8 in North Small, 7 in South Small. So there was no way to do it visually. Everybody would have had crossovers of 5s.
Yeah, no.
We listed 1 through 24. Kind of, it was Arch, Mike Archer, Bucky Down, Paul True, myself. So it was 1 from each group. And yeah, so it looks good. There's some cool games. There's some pretty cool matchups. There's some travel, but yeah.
Mountain Valley twice, too.
And
The year we 2 years ago, we went to Irigo twice, Mountain Valley twice.
Mountain Valley's
so we play, do you know, is it early, late?
Not giving you any, don't bother with them. We're gonna run empty the entire.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And we won't believe.
Honestly.
No, we're not, I'm sure.
Honestly, I will check right now.
It's
And
not-
again, no one's said yet, but, is it Heidi? Heidi, right? Yeah. She asked, we never talked. So let's see. It would be week 7. Week 7. And preseason. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good schedule. You guys.
We have 3 films on.
Yeah. Florida won the best this year too.
Preseason?
Preseason.
Scrimmage or exhibition?
Exhibition. Yeah. So I want you both to be very, very physical.
Yeah.
Very physical.
It makes you feel better. There's no actually.
That water
Lake
bill,
regions, Lake regions, swing like tough teams do.
Lake will be okay.
Have you?
I mean, I don't think they're gonna be, they got a shot for 5 or 6.
Yeah, lost a lot of kids today.
MBI.
They lose a lot of kids.
They lost
MDI lost
They lost the-
just 2 players.
they lost Brandon's.
Lorendo Shields, the receiver in DB, he's gone. They'll be MDI.
He doesn't.
They'll be good.
So, yeah, I'm hoping that's gonna be out by midweek. I'm just waiting for home and away is what's pain in the ass because every time, because there's 21 crossovers. Wow. Being on competitive, it was every time we got down to the last home and away, somebody got injured. So it ended up being really easy, which is fine. It was next year. So we got a really
And next team. I can't understand what.
I think you got, I think where you're only crossover though, regular season, and you're playing in March.
Can't help.
Yeah.
We've done stuff with them.
No, I can't.
And I can't understand why they don't talk to me. You went to the Glacier game. You'd think that those teams will be here.
We didn't clap for high school.
Yeah.
Great job, man. Coach?
Always good to see you.
Yeah, pleasure.
Phil, give us a-
Thanks, guys. Great presentations.
Nice job, coach. You guys beat me that show.
Good to see you. Hey, son, I said hi.
Even when you get some.
Oh, we'll see, we'll see you.
Yeah, I'll be.
That'll see you.
Yeah, I'll be as a spectator. I was like, we should do the kids, yeah. Make them and watch some of them. Practice and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought it was just supposed to.
Yeah, everybody's in the NFA again like they have.
Yeah. It looks like, yeah, it looks like it.
Well, no. Yeah, because we didn't drink it.
Oh.
So you guys,
Good for you.
coach, you got here.
They got it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, mother.
What's that? Yeah. That was good. You know. Not was
Correct.
correct.
And then- I've talked about that with our AD because I mean, I'm in special travel. I mean, our closest team is home. Oh, yeah. But we're not, while we're up here down, we play Gunnery, and Connecticut, we play. Neutral site, and whenever sometimes we feel confident. Our closest game is home, this one is.
Kids to play.
So I mean, it would make sense, it would make sense to. Well, I mean, and just, because it used to be, we used to have kids still graduate, it was in my mom.
That's why it's all about.
Main schools and then during COVID. So when I went back when school.
What's that?
My second grade was heading out the door.
So, yeah, that's, so technically, we only.
She's all over the place. I go to Rutgers and told her.
Oh, yeah.
Take care of that.
One kid.
Yeah, and then, school, so we only.
And kids, yeah, and the kids that are at Kent School, kids that are at Kent
Yes,
School.
see you again, yeah.
Take care, guys. Sounds like we'll see you.
See how that all goes.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna hit the ribbon.
So,
Let's head northbound.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every time I go, they got their own line. All the every day.
yeah.
Take care, guys.
Yeah.
You too, you too.
Good job again.
Yeah, you too, guys.
Take care.
We're taking off. Are you going? I think so. Oh my God.
Now, they did the social version. I think that would be